my name is Ekoya. I'm the creator and founder of Silky, a luxury hair care company, and I'm here today to share with you how I got my patent for my product Silky. I'm going to be sharing with you the overall experience and what it's like and what you will go through once you file your patent. And then last but not least, I'm going to tell you how you can get a free patent, and I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how much I paid for my patent. So if you want this information, if that sounds good to you, then do me a favor, go ahead and like this video, give it a thumbs up. This will let the algorithm know that this is a good video. Trust me, if you stay to the end, you will not be disappointed. You will get all the information that you need. And so do that for me, and then we'll go ahead and get right into it. Now, let me just put out this quick disclaimer. I am not an IP attorney, nor am I a patent lawyer. I'm just speaking about my experience, what I went through getting my utility patent. So please keep that in mind. There's some money and some figures we're going to go over, and depending on how you decide to do your patent, those expenses could be either higher or lower than what I'm going to be talking about in the video. It also could be higher or lower than what I particularly paid, because everybody's experience is different. But I want to share this experience with you because I was totally intimidated. I was scared. I, like many of you, was am still bootstrapping my business. I was not from the industry that my patent is in, and so I was fearful. I was afraid, and thank you, Lord, with patience and faith, I was able to push through and get awarded my patent, and so hopefully you can too. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I launched Silky Sax in 2017. I went straight to e-commerce with Silky Sax. I had already tested out my product, and so I kind of knew that I had a market, and I knew that people would want the product, which I get is something, you know, that you should do, and something that you definitely want to do before you spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a patent. You want to make sure that it's going to get your money's worth. And so because I knew that patents were expensive, I thought, let me put it out on the market and see what it does. So I was doing a lot of trade shows, and one thing that I noticed is every single trade show that I did, and every time I showed somebody a Silky Sax and how it worked, they would always ask me, is it patented? And that really kind of like alarmed me. Like, why are people asking me that? It made me feel like, okay, Ekoya, it's time for you to go ahead and protect your invention. Now, let me put this out here really quickly. If you go straight to market like I did, you only have a year to go ahead and patent your invention or your product before it's considered just public domain, and it's not going to be patentable. You will go over the statutes of limitations, and I learned that from my lawyer in the process. So a way that you can get around that is you can file a provisional patent. This is something that you can DIY. Now, I did not do a provisional patent. I went straight into a non-provisional patent because I had already put my product out there into the world. But that is a way that you can, if you're like me and you want to see if this product is going to be marketable and if it's going to be profitable, but you still want to have the protection of a patent, that is something that you can do. So I'm out in the world, I'm doing these trade shows, doing these live events, and people are asking me, is the product patent? So I decided, okay, Ekoya, you're gonna have to go ahead and patent this invention, but I don't have unlimited expenses and resources. I had a 9-to-5, I was working, I have a family, I am a woman over 40, and so I was like, okay, how, Ekoya, are you going to get this done? Because you have to get this patent, and you only have a certain amount of time now. So I did what most of us do when things are tight, but you need to get it done. I went to Google University, and I decided I'm going to go ahead and DIY this patent. And because my favorite entrepreneur, Sarah Blakely of Spanx, DIY'd her patent, I thought, Ekoya, if Sarah Blakely can DIY her patent, then surely you can DIY your patent. So I did what most of us do. I started watching YouTube videos, I started reading books, articles, doing research on patents. I did a Google patent search to see if my invention was actually patentable and make sure I didn't infringe on anybody else's patent. I also hired a designer on Fiverr to make the drawing so that I could make my patent, and I even downloaded a template telling you how you can DIY your own patent. And then it got to this section called claims. And let me tell you right now, again, like I said earlier, I am not an IP attorney, and claims, honey, are like speaking a whole nother language. And this is why it is so important to hire a patent lawyer, and this is why they can command the fees that they do, because for lack of a better explanation, your claims are a very, very important part of your patent. It's the most important part of your patent. It's the part of your patent that really goes in and lists all of your parts of your invention and your product, and how those claims are written is how your product is going to be protected and how to keep your patent and your invention from being infringed on. So it's really important, and they use a certain language that if you're not trained, you really can't get it done. And so I decided, okay, Koya, you're going to have to go ahead and get a patent attorney. You've taken it as far as you can take it. It's time to go ahead and hire that lawyer. And I learned later on that Miss Sarah Blakely herself did have to hire an attorney to write her claim for Spanx. So I called Andrea Evans. She is my trademark attorney. She specializes in patents and trademarks and anything that's intellectual property. And Andrea has her own firm, and she also used to work for the United States Patent and Trademark Office in DC as an examiner. So Andrea was the person, when you send your patent in, she looks over it and either grants you the patent or denies it. So I knew that she was going to be capable of getting this done. I had all the confidence in her, so I went ahead and had the consult with her, and she let me know that she definitely felt like she could get it done. She definitely felt like my product was patentable. She let me know that, it definitely should be able to get a utility patent. She went over with me her pricing, and we decided to go ahead and go for it. And at this point, we still, we're on the clock because the product was out there. So on average, it takes about 3 to 5 years to get a patent. Now, you can expedite that process and get your patent in front of an examiner sooner. You can do it, but it costs a few $1,000s. And as I was saying earlier, I was bootstrapping. I did not have just unlimited resources in order to get this patent done. So I had to be smart, wise, and very strategic. So I did not pay for the expedition, but you can definitely do that if you want to do that, if you have the funds. And so we went ahead and filed my patent on June 28th of 2018. So June 28th of 2018, I officially entered the patent process, and this is the same process that you would go through if you were to enter the patent process as well. We're going to go through it. I'm going to put some figures on the screen, and then at the very end, I will let you know exactly how much I paid for my patent, how much the process cost me. So there will be a patent search to make sure that your idea, your invention is actually patentable. Then if you want to, you can go ahead and file for a provisional patent. Again, I did not do that. There is ways that you can DIY that, but even if you do apply for the provisional, at some point you will need to go ahead and turn that application into a non-provisional, and I believe you get a year to do that, or you can extend it. So I did not do that. I went ahead and went right in with a non-provisional patent. And so when you do that, of course, there's fees to register everything, and this is why it's so important and why I say you need an attorney, not only to write the claims for the patent, but there are deadlines, there are disputes that you're going to be having with the patent office, and you want an attorney that can do that for you, because it's going to be really hard to run your business and be able to dispute these claims, keep up with the deadlines, and of course all of the costs. So a lawyer is really instrumental in doing that for you. They can help you decide what type of patent you need, because there are 3 different types of patents. They can help you decide whether you're going to just patent your product in the United States or if you're going to patent it internationally. And then they also can help you decide whether or not you should expedite or not expedite your patent. Then once it is uploaded and submitted to the USPTO, then you're going to go into what you call the examination process. And this is when your patent can get expensive. And this is also why your patent takes so much time, because your examiner at the office is going to take your patent, they're going to look at it, they're going to look at those claims, and then they are going to either dispute or object or reject, however you want to say it, these claims. And then it's up to your attorney to go ahead and write a rebuttal and a response to these objections. And this is when it can get costly, because every time you get an objection or examination response from the office, then you have to counter that. There's a time limit on that. There is also another fee for that, as well as you have to pay your lawyer to draft up the responses to these rebuttals. And so depending on how many times you go through this process, it can get really expensive. And on average, you go through about 3 to 5 cycles. So I was blessed. I believe I only went through 3 cycles, and one of them I actually had to get on the phone with my lawyer when she was calling the examiner, and I had to advocate for myself and let this examiner know why my invention, I felt, was indeed patentable, and why I did not agree with the objections and the rejections. And so this can go back and forth, and either your patent will be granted or it will be denied. Thank God my patent was granted on July 5th of 2022. And after you get your patent granted, which I hope you will have as well, you will have to pay issuing fees, and then there is maintenance fees. So drum roll, how much did I actually pay for my patent? Go ahead, give it the drum roll. My patent cost a grand total of $28,482. That is including all the fees for the patent office, as well as my lawyer fees, all that stuff, you guys. So yeah, as you can see, it was not cheap, it was expensive, but it was absolutely worth it. And if you want to do it just like me, I'm an ordinary girl, I was able to do everything and get it done. And of course, I did not come up with this lump sum all at once. I did pay this over time, so be aware that you can pay this over time. But lawyer fees can be really expensive, which brings me into the last point of this video, how you can do it all for free. Only thing you will have to pay is those fees to register with the USPTO, but you won't have to pay any lawyer fees. It will be pro bono, which will save you thousands and thousands of dollars. So how can you get this for free? You can be a part of the USPTO's pro bono program. Now, this program is all across the United States, and some of the things will vary depending on what state you're in, but you do need all 3 of these things to qualify no matter where you are. So the 3 qualifying things are: first, you need to either have your invention or your product, or at the minimum, you need to be able to describe it, talk about it, have a drawing of it, and explain how it works, so that a person could possibly go ahead and create it for you. Then the next step is you need to either have your provisional patent already filed with the office, but don't worry if you don't have the money to do provisional, you don't have a provisional, that's fine. All you have to do is watch some free online courses that they have, and if you complete those courses, then you got part 2 knocked down and you're ready to go on to step 3. And the last step is you'll need to meet the financial requirements. It's different for every state, but on average, if you're single and you make less than $40,000 a year, or you have a family of 4 or a family and you make less than $83,250 a year, or as you can see on the chart, if you make below those, then you qualify for the pro bono program, and you should definitely apply. All you have to do is email probono@uspto.gov, and they will get you started on the next process. And of course, all the links to everything I'm talking about are going to be down in the description box, and you can go to the website yourself to check it out and find out more information if that is what you need to do. So I hope this video inspired you. I hope that if nothing else, if you feel like you want to get a patent, or you're just wondering how it all works, Hopefully this gave you a better window into that. And if you have any questions, please put them down in the comments below. I will do my best to answer them and get back to you as soon as I can. As always, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Good luck if you are watching and you have a product. You can do it. I know for me, it was very scary, intimidating. It was a long process, but you can, just like I can, do all things through Jesus Christ that strengthens us and me. So that is the end. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, better care is better wear, and I hope to see you in the next one.